The empty teacup.
In a bustling city nestled between towering mountains, there lived a young scholar named Rohan. He was well-versed in philosophy, literature, and science, earning admiration from his peers. Yet, despite his vast knowledge, he felt an emptiness within, a restless yearning for something he could not define. One evening, Rohan heard of a wise Buddhist monk named Master Jinan, who lived in a secluded monastery on the mountain's peak. It was said that those who sought his wisdom often left with newfound clarity. Determined to fill the void within, Rohan decided to visit the monk and seek enlightenment. After a grueling journey up the mountain, Rohan arrived at the monastery, his mind brimming with anticipation. An old monk greeted him at the entrance and led him to a simple tea room where Master Jinan sat in quiet contemplation. The air was thick with the scent of jasmine tea, and a peaceful silence enveloped the space. Rohan bowed respectfully. Master Jinan, I have come from the city in search of wisdom. I have read many books, studied the greatest philosophies, and acquired knowledge in many fields. But still, I feel something is missing. Please, teach me the way to true wisdom. The monk regarded Rohan with a kind but knowing smile. You have traveled far, and you must be tired. Let's first share a cup of tea. Eager but confused, Rohan nodded. The monk took a teapot and began to pour tea into a cup before Rohan. The liquid rose steadily, reaching the brim. But Master Jinan did not stop. The tea overflowed, spilling onto the table and floor. Alarmed, Rohan exclaimed, Master, stop! The cup is already full. The monk ceased pouring and looked into Rohan's eyes. Like this cup, you are already full of knowledge, full of opinions, full of your own thoughts. How can I teach you anything unless you first empty your cup? Rohan sat in stunned silence. The lesson had already begun. Master Jinan motioned for Rohan to sit, and the two remained quiet as the spilled tea slowly spread across the table. The young scholar's mind raced. He had come seeking wisdom, but instead, he had been given an emptying. After a moment, the monk spoke. Tell me, Rohan, what is the purpose of knowledge? Rohan, still caught off guard, struggled to answer. To understand the world, he finally said. To seek truth. Master Jinan nodded. And yet, you suffer. Why do you think that is? Rohan hesitated. He had no answer. The monk continued. True wisdom does not come from accumulation, but from understanding. And understanding can only come when the mind is open, not cluttered with preconceptions. Rohan frowned. But how can I abandon what I've spent years studying? Master Jinan smiled. You do not need to abandon knowledge. You need to learn how to hold it lightly. Let me tell you a story. The monk gestured toward the open window, where the wind gently stirred the trees. There was once a traveler who wished to cross a great river. He spent years building a sturdy boat, carefully ensuring it was strong enough to carry him across. When he finally crossed the river, he was so grateful for the boat that he decided to carry it on his back, even as he walked through forests and mountains. Tell me, Rohan, do you think the boat helped him anymore? Rohan shook his head. No, it only burdened him. Master Jinan nodded. Knowledge is like that boat. It can help you cross certain waters, but if you cling to it without knowing when to let go, it becomes a burden rather than a tool. A deep realization dawned upon Rohan. He had spent his life gathering knowledge, but he had never let himself experience the world without the filter of his intellect. Every question he asked, every answer he sought, had been from a place of assumption. He had never truly listened, never truly seen. Master Jinan poured him another cup of tea, this time stopping just at the brim. Now, your cup is ready to receive. Rohan remained at the monastery for several weeks, practicing meditation and learning from Master Jinan's teachings. Instead of seeking answers, he learned to sit with questions. Instead of clinging to certainty, he embraced the beauty of not knowing. One day, as he prepared to leave, He turned to the monk. "Master, I now understand what you meant when you said I must empty my cup. But tell me, how do I keep it from filling up again with my own ego?" Master Jinin chuckled. "By remembering that the cup is never truly yours. It is merely a vessel for the moment. When you see knowledge as something borrowed, something flowing like this tea, you will never cling to it as your own." Rohan bowed deeply. As he descended the mountain, he no longer felt the weight of the restless yearning that had once driven him. Instead, he felt light, like an empty cup, ready to be filled anew with the simple wisdom of each moment. The lesson of the empty teacup stayed with Rohan for the rest of his life, shaping not only his mind but his heart. And so, he too became a teacher, not one who merely imparted knowledge, but one who helped others learn how to receive it.